I congratulate President Uhuru and opposition leader Raila Odinga for saying they're willing to work together for the sake of Kenya. That should be good news for the country, but we have been here before. In 2007-8, over 1,000 people died and 500,000 were displaced. Raila and President Kibaki met and shook hands and we got the Grand Coalition, also known as the Grand Looting Coalition. It was Raila's party's turn to eat. When you read Miguna's book, Peeling Back the Mask, you learn of ministers who were wearing SH-700,000 suits. Some even bought hotels. The people who suffered and died in order for Kibaki and Raila to share power were forgotten as soon as the two shook hands and moved on. Raila and his fellow politicians didn't pay any price for the post-election violence. Their sons weren't killed, their mothers weren't raped, and they didn't suffer any loss. It's easy for Raila to always move on after a handshake. The victims of post-election violence lost lives and property. The survivors can't go back to Kibra, Naivasha, Kisumu and Rift Valley, where some still own land and houses. We have enough police officers to guard elected criminals, shoot demonstrators, but not help the pair of victims go back to live on their own land. After 2 election losses to Uhuru, which Raila Odinga claims he has won, he has crossed over and started calling Uhuru his brother. Whereas that is commendable and shows political maturity, it's also an indication of something troubling. Raila Odinga has zero loyalty to the people who take to the streets to protest every time he says his election victory has been stolen. Many have died in Raila's name, but he hasn't demanded justice and compensation for them. Raila is a use and dump politician. Deputy President William Ruto was once on Raila's side, crossed over when he realized Raila doesn't keep his word. In 2007, Kalonzo Musyoka betrayed Raila and ran, hence splitting the votes, for the same reason, and that led to Raila's electoral loss. In 2013, Mudavadi did the same to him. Ababu and Tuju were once Raila's people before he betrayed them. Raila has always betrayed those close to him, because of his personal ambitions and lack of democracy in whichever party, or coalition, he is in. Miguna has written a book and tens of articles